Live from historic Fort Andros in downtown Brunswick, your way to wake up on the Mid-Coast. The Mid-Coast Morning Buzz. Richard Kazimer, Jim Blykamp, Radio 9, WCME.
Well, we are pleased to have in-house Sally Loving. She's the spokesperson for BARK, which is the Brunswick Area Recreation for Canines. They have just finished up a 4-year effort raising nearly $50,000 to build the Merrimeeting Dog Park, which officially opens tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. And the dog park is down at the Androscoggin River Bicycle and Pedestrian Path near the Water Street entrance in Brunswick. Sally, thank you so much for coming in. You are truly an inspiration. And I think the first question is, how the hell did you raise $50,000 of private funding in this economy? You are a saint. How did you do that?
Okay, you can dial that back here. Yes, well, we did it because there was an amazing coalition of citizens, businesses, nonprofit organizations, dog owners, people from out of state, and a devoted committee who committed their lives for more than 3 years to just keep at it. And that was really what it took. It took dedication.
Not in any way to take away from the fact that you expended tremendous amounts of energy and burned up a lot of shoe leather here, but I think you'd concede, Sally, that you were helped by the fact that pretty much everybody, loves dogs.
You know, there are at least there are 6,000 registered dogs in Bath, Topsom, and Brunswick.
Really?
Yeah, that's just the registered dogs.
Quite a few.
Yeah, but there are many, many non-registered dogs also. So we estimate at least 25% of the homes in Brunswick have own a registered dog, at least one dog.
Now, did this emanate because there was a need for it? There was no other place to go
Oh,
for
yeah,
dogs?
Definitely. Increasingly, it's hard to find places for your dogs to exercise off-leash.
You've got a lot to say, I know, about the necessity of having this dog park. We're going to talk about that, but I think this is the appropriate time for me to ask you what's a bit of a difficult question. We talked about this with Sally before we went on. I'm of the strong view that there is a lot of value here in Sally talking just a little bit about the specifics of her incentive to do this, and it has to do with the loss of a dog I know was very precious to you.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a heartbreaking story, but I'm going to start with a confession that I started out in my life as a total dog hater.
Really? This could be the story of the day.
I was a cat person, and so dogs came to me late in life, but they came at the right time. And basically, an American Eskimo dog showed up at my house when I lived out in the woods in Bowdoin and just moved in. And then I got a second Eskimo because the breed is so great. This second Eskimo, whose name was Jake, turned out he was a very neurotic dog, had a lot of problems, and I worked with him for a long time, and he was really the most wonderful and the worst dog I've ever known.
There are people like that too.
He tunneled under the fence. I had put up 3 different fence heights to try to contain him, and he chewed on everything, and he got skunked in the face and came in and rubbed it all over my furniture. He was just a hilarious, really adorable, but unequivocally he was an escape artist, and he loved to run. Anyway, he was hit by a tractor-trailer truck when he got loose, and so I lost him, and that was really the beginning of why I wanted a fenced, safe place for dogs.
Well, it's of course a sad story, but there's at least something I would say resembling a happy ending taking place tomorrow, because this dog park is inspired by him and will be in some way a lasting, hopefully, eternal shrine to Jake.
The park is also in memory of Jake Horgan, a local Brunswick High School graduate who was a dog lover. People they may not know who Jake was, what he was about. Why is he so important to this dog park?
Jake and his lab, he had a lab named Riley, who were inseparable. He loved dogs, but his father is our local veterinarian, Dr. Matt Horgan, from the veterinary clinic, and who was also a huge supporter of the dog park and helped us in many, many ways. And his son, Jake, passed in December of 2012. And we just wanted to help Dr. Horgan's family and honor Dr. Horgan's contributions, but also his son's love for dogs. And so the full name of the park is the Mayor Meeting Dog Park in memory of Jake Horgan.
And one thing we haven't spent a lot of time on, tell us just exactly where this is located for anybody who doesn't make the connection.
That's a good question.
It is. Fundamental.
It is a beautiful, beautiful location along the Androscoggin River bicycle and pedestrian path, which is very close to downtown Brunswick.
Not far at all from where we're sitting right now.
That's right. We can practically see it down the river. You just drive from Main Street, you turn onto Mason Street, and then a quick left onto Water Street. And the parking lot for the bike path is at the end of Water Street. And 800 feet from the parking lot is the dog park.
Not too far from the Captain Daniel Stone Inn. It'd be another
That's
landmark. Yes.
exactly right.
And for anybody just joining us, we're spending some time, and I can't imagine a better use of the local airwaves, really. We're spending some time with Sally Loving, who is the spokesperson for the organization BARC. Richard, tell me again what that stands for.
Brunswick Area Recreation for Canines.
And you have to take some lingual liberties there because canine, as most of us know, doesn't start with a K. It starts with a C, but in this case starts with a K. And Sally Loving, not only the spokeswoman, but the founder, although she doesn't call herself that because she's very modest, but really got the ball rolling on this 3 years ago. And tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock is the fruition of these 3 years of efforts and long days and long nights and much fundraising. And give us a little preview, Sally, of exactly what's going to happen tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
Jim, after your weather forecast, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Tell us about what's planned and how might rain affect it.
And we all love the smell of wet dogs anyway, so we're used to that. We're going.
What do you mean we?
Well, Jim and I have wet dog cologne, so as you probably noticed. So we're all good.
Yeah, I'm not so happy with that. So, we're going to work with the Parks and Rec Department to decide. But let's just go under the illusion that we are going to have it tomorrow, open the park at 10 a.m. And we'll have a couple people from the members of the town council and Parks and Rec, and then Dr. Horgan will do a dedication. This will be a very brief ceremony followed by a ribbon cutting with our major donors, most of whom are kudos to all the vets in Topsom and Brunswick and Bath who supported us. Then we'll have a raffle with some great prizes, including a night's stay at the Daniel Stone Inn. Oh. And we'll be selling our fabulous T-shirts because, as most people know, we have a great logo.
And I believe is it just that the sign is on their door, but people over here within a stone's throw of where we're doing this interview at High Point Graphics have were they involved? I thought they might.
And thank you for asking that because one of our, when we envisioned this dog park, we also wanted to be sure that the money went back into the Brunswick economy. And so we have made every effort to spend our money here in Brunswick. So High Point, of course, printed and designed our beautiful brochures.
It's an incredible, I guess that's your logo, but it's also a beautiful picture of handcrafted picture of dogs.
Yes, it is, but that is by artist Jim Williams from Mainly Labs Studios in Portland.
Okay.
He donated that to us, the use of his artwork.
And this, of course, is on the T-shirt.
It is, yes.
I got to get one of these T-shirts. I mean, I issue an APB here, for the attention of all T-shirt collectors. Even if you're not a a doggist in the purest sense, you want to get one of these T-shirts. They're just beautiful.
Yeah, we only have a few left, so the opening day will be probably the last.
Well, you can scalp
last
them at a
chance.
high price, and then you get more
Yeah.
money for the organization.
Yeah, we're still looking for money, although we do have our major items paid for. And thanks again to many, many, many donors.
Well, there's a way people can contribute too. You have a website. It's
That's
at www.barkmaine, as in the state, barkmaine.org. I was on it last night. You've got some great information on there. You've got directions to the park. You've got the dog user's guide. You have safety tips. You can download the poster, which is Jim was just talking about. It's a wonderful place. So go to barkmaine.org, and you've got everything is right there for you, and also a place to contribute to some.
And we're on
as well.
Facebook also at Brunswick Dog Park.
And because this is one thing we haven't covered so far here that you covered the other night at the town council meeting, because you managed to raise over $49,000, and the basic cost of the park is estimated at 40 to 42. You have some money for some extras, and what is that money going to be spent on?
First, it will be to extend a water line directly to the park. There's a water line existing to the boat ramp, and that needs to be extended, and that will be several $1,000s.
Doggy water.
That's right.
Very important.
It is. Got to hydrate.
Yeah, and you were talking about a gazebo, maybe?
Yes. There aren't a lot of trees inside the park, and it gets full sun there during the day. So for people, we are planning on installing some kind of a shade shelter, probably a gazebo.
Well, I can't wait. I will be there tomorrow morning at 10. We're gonna do a story.
Rain date, Sunday morning, June 9th at 10 a.m. Just in case, we're not probably going to call that until either late tonight or early tomorrow morning, because as we know, living in Maine, things change rapidly.
If you don't like the weather, wait a minute.
That's right.
Well, the forecast is for heavy rain tonight, but it should taper off a bit.
Okay, I'm banking on that, Jim.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, you hold him to it.
The problem is,
No.
if the field is really, really soaked from heavy rains, it's just going to be a mess. And
Yeah.
So we'll probably wait a day for it to dry out.
Well, here's the
but-
upside, too. Everybody can go down there with their dogs, get their dog slickers on, give me an excuse to buy my dog Rhett. I'm a new dog owner as well. What I find funny, I've had him for a year now, and he's a little pug, and I didn't know that pugs turned into sugar the older they get, but apparently he doesn't want to go outside in the rain. This will be an opportunity for me to go down with him and say, this is where you have to be, because the other dogs are here. Then he'll get off on it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if we don't have opening day tomorrow, the park will not be open until the Sunday. Sunday, hell or high water, we're opening the park. So, but these things happen.
I guess the critical factor in all this, you made the announcement at the town council the other night. You got some smiles and laughter when you said it, that as soon as this ceremony ends, the dogs will be unleashed.
That's right.
And I can imagine how if you have if you have very wet ground, that could be a problem.
Well, and if there are a lot of people, we're going to have an ordered release managed by a dog trainer who has experience with this, because you don't want 100 dogs all let off leash at the same time.
Oh, it'd be fun. It'd be fun, and
You do.
and
It'd be a
it'd
great photo
It'd be
opportunity,
good
yeah.
fodder for us in the news media.
Yeah, okay, well, we're not having that. Thank you very much.
Our guest this morning, Sally Loving, spokesperson for BARK, the Brunswick Area Recreation for Canines. The opening officially the Merry Meeting Dog Park in memory of Jake Horgan tomorrow at 10 o'clock down on Water Street here in Brunswick. Sally, thank you so much for coming in and everything you do, and we'll certainly be following you like a dog. Radio 9 WCME, release the hounds!